Hi, I'm Carlos Cruz, and welcome to Common Sense News. The basic premise for this is I wanted to do a news channel and do interviews and have open opinions and open discussions relating to politics, interviews, and also give people different viewpoints on where they're at with their life and different things going on like the economy and things like that. Um, what I want to talk about today is that there are a lot of people who get on this little kick of putting people down because of their political party, um, and also they're related towards race. And I see a lot of that happening from people who are very, very far left, I guess to say progressives. So when they see people of color, uh, Hispanic or African American, um, Asian or other, they get really confused when they see these people, um, voting Republican or Libertarian. Um, First of all, I just want to say that you have to show tolerance. Number one, no matter what your political affiliation is, respect people. Um, if you're going to argue with someone, argue based upon facts, research, current events, and make sure all that stuff is sort of backed up instead of just going off feelings and emotions. And another thing that I realize is that people evolve in life, and some people don't evolve, and viewpoints change all the time. For example, I voted, um, Democrat for many years. I voted for Obama twice and all that stuff. And what I realized is that you have to get in where you fit in. You know, um, there's nothing wrong with paying less taxes, which is why lately I've been, you know, I consider myself a conservative because I believe in low taxes, limited government, um, freedom. And so when I say freedom, um, that means for everyone. It doesn't matter. You don't. It doesn't matter what political party you are or what background you are or your orientation, whatever you want to call yourself. Paint yourself blue. I don't care. So this country is free. But what I don't like is I'm seeing a lot of people who are so far left that they say they're free, but they don't want everyone else to be free to voice their opinions because it doesn't agree with their political alignment or their social alignment. So America is not a place just for super left people. America is for everyone, whether you're Christian, whether you're Hindu, whether you're Muslim, um, whether you're Sikh, um, you know, whether you're whatever you can think of, Jewish, whatever case may be. So there's room for everyone. So we need to stop this whole thing, this exclusion thing when it comes to uh, points of view and things like that. Um, because I hear this argument about, wait a second, why does a person who's Hispanic or black or mixed, sort of vote Republican? They say, well, the party switched. Well, they never switched. That's a lie. Lincoln freed the slaves. Um, but what happened was Kennedy, he wanted to get more, uh, he wanted to get black support. So he was responsible for getting more blacks on board and voting, Democrat. Um, some of those same Democrats are in power now. Uh, Joe Biden, for example, um, he was a segregationist. His heroes were segregationists. He is our president now. We can't do anything about that now. So this argument that the Republicans used to be the Democrats and the Democrats used to be Republicans, don't believe that. That's a lie. If people say that to you when you're a person of color, you're non-white, and you vote Republican. They say, "Oh, they switch." I said, "No, they never switch." The same Democrats, it was Democrats who created Jim Crow laws. Okay, just remember that. Yes, are there racist Republicans? Yes. Are there racist Democrats? Yes. But the majority of people in the conservative movement are not racist. There are a lot of black and Hispanic Republicans. Like if you go to Florida, Cubans vote Republican, and the reason that is because Cuba is a very communist country. My uncle, he was Cuban, and he voted Republican because he came from Cuba, and so Cuba is a communist country, and uh, that sort of system of communism didn't really work out. It started out as uh, a sort of hierarchical um, uh, socialism, and then it turned into communism. But that's neither here or there. But the main point of my message is that just be fair to everyone, and respect people. Um, I also like to talk about the current state of affairs as far as the economy. I want to educate people on that. Right now, inflation is super, super high. Okay. Um, it's high as it's been in, gosh, 40 years. That's it was preventable. It's not something I'm making up. There's something we can do to help. So one of the things that's really driving it um, is gas prices are very high. And the reason gas prices are very high is because when our current president, Joe Biden, um, he signed an executive order stating that gas companies cannot drill for oil on American soil. They have to import gas from other countries. Believe it or not, we have enough gas from Alaska to New York and in between east and west. We don't we don't need to rely on other countries to get gas. This is a whole thing about a Green New Deal. There's nothing wrong with saving the environment, but I think we can multitask. But so what happened was is that when that happened, these gas companies, these oil companies, they're not allowed to drill here anymore. So they're going to make you pay more because they have to pay more. That's simple economics. It's not because you're black and white. So, but the what seems to be the messaging is that okay, we'll pay higher gas prices because it's better than having Trump in office. The problem with that is that um, it's not because higher gas prices affect food prices because we all see it. It's affecting me. It's affecting everyone, especially low middle class, poor, um, really poor people. And then I hear some people who are very very progressive. You like to use that term, um, and they tell me, well, you know what, Carlos, you go out and buy an electric car because gas prices are going to continue to high, are going to continue to climb. And then I say this to them. I was like, well, what about people that can't afford to buy an electric car? And what about the trucking companies? They the technology is not there for them to upgrade all their trucks for electric trucks because the technology is not there. Even if I bought an electric car right now, that's not going to bring down gas prices for everyone else. That's not a solution. It's not going to lower the cost of food for me. The solution, the solution is to reverse that executive order, open the pumps back up, and drill on American soil. We need to drill. Open the pumps back up. Another um, catalyst for this high inflation is that we're printing too much money. Um, we're spending too much money, so that contributes to it as well. So that's a very very dangerous thing. People losing money for 401k, It's affecting a lot of things, but unfortunately, some people have their head in the sand and they believe that, well, we're just going to have to suffer because it's better than having, Trump in office. I don't think Americans are that stupid. Open the pumps back up. That's what we need to do. That's going to help with inflation. Renew the leases. Reverse all this garbage. Um, they need to rebrand the Green Deal and make some changes to help out because this is really affecting Americans, hitting them in their pocket. And unfortunately, unfortunately, it's so political that the people in power in the White House right now, they don't care. The answer is, well, let's just. There's nothing we can do about it. Just buy an electric car. And I was doing some research on that. The average cost for electric car in America is like, you know, around about $50,000. You know, and seven, maybe, I don't know, 730 credit score, whatever. And I've talked to most, you know people who are lower middle class and lower and poor, and they can't make that jump. um, this is really really sad. That's why we're in this recession. And I believe if we don't correct these issues now and unite and stop, get over this whole, oh, you guys are bad over there in the Senate and all that kind of stuff. We have to get together and fix this, and they need to stop scapegoating this and saying that it's something that we have to do to save the environment. We're smart. We're better than this. Um, we can do better, and we can respect each other. And when you talk to people about politics, don't yell, don't scream. If you see a person that is minority, a person of color, that's a conservative, doesn't mean they're crazy. It doesn't mean that you have all the answers. For you to assume that, just that's asinine. You know, have a dialogue. You know, um, have wanting to pay low taxes and limited government. That shouldn't be a left and right thing. That should be sort of common sense type thing. These ideas of being free and promoting the military and supporting veterans, um, these shouldn't be left or right ideas. These should be American ideals that we should all, um, um, take to heart. It's funny. My brother died recently, and before he died, uh, he voted Democrat his whole life, and then he switched to being an independent. So he votes on the issue, and I respect that because, um, that's where going back to where I said you have to get in where you fit in, because he's voting on issues and not voting on sort of, uh, these superficial party lines. Stand by stand by ideals, stand for something, or fall for everything. Do research. Um, when I was in grad school, one of the things that we had to do was write. So, and a part of writing research papers that you have to have references. People forget about the scientific method. Form a hypothesis, you know, test the hypothesis, and then form a conclusion. What we're doing now, um, and a lot of people are jumping to conclusions instead of using the scientific method. If you use a scientific method when you argue with people, you won't lose because you're going to show supporting details and in respect. We don't have to cancel each other. If you are, whatever way you are in life, if you're a super Greenpeace or whatever the case may be, or whatever political social ladder you are, or wherever you think or your ideals, it, it doesn't give me a right to try to ruin your life. It doesn't. I can disagree with someone and leave it at that. I can disagree with someone ethically. I can disagree with someone, um, in a respectful manner. Remember that. That's very, very important to respect people. Okay. I am Carlos once again. This is Carlos with Common Sense News, and I'll see you guys next video. Take care. Bye.